Yo, people, what's happening? Welcome. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's get after it here. Video 1.4, applying addition and subtraction of integers. All right. So, a couple things that we're going to talk about. Our key term today is multi-step problems, and that are just really problems that need two or more operations. Okay, so that's when we have to do multiple operations, multiple steps in order to solve. It's a simple one today. But when we're talking about applying, that word applying addition and subtraction of integers, we're really talking about word problems. So it's taking these, the tools we've learned and the skills we've learned with how to add and subtract positive and negative numbers, and now we're going to apply them to actual real life scenarios or into word problems. Okay, so a couple things when tackling word problems is one thing I like to do is I like to underline or highlight key terms. Okay, because that helps me see what exactly it is that's happening, and then I can work out my problem from there. So looking at this problem, a seal is swimming in the ocean 5 feet below sea level. That's probably something super important, so I'm going to highlight that. 5 feet below sea level. One cool thing about below sea level is this probably represents -5. Because below sea level is when we're in the negatives, because the sea level is at 0. Above sea level is in the positives. Okay, so I got 5 feet below sea level. That's really showing me -5. Dives down 12 feet to catch some fish. Diving down 12 feet means it's going down another 12 feet. So that's -12. Going down is going further below sea level. Okay. Then the seal swims 8 feet up towards the surface with this catch. What is a final elevation relative to sea level? So 8 feet up would be +8. So what I did is I highlighted the key terms, and then the key thing is what's happening, and then I wrote the number associated with it above it, so now you can see what's happening. What I have is we're starting at -5 feet below sea level. The seal swims down 12 feet, and then it goes up 8 feet. Here is my expression. Okay, this is my mathematical expression that represents this particular word problem. It shows where we started, went down 12, up 8. Now I can solve the problem from here. So when we have multi-step problems like this, a couple strategies is we could just go left to right. So I could do -5 minus 12. Okay, so -5 minus 12, I could do keep change to make this -5 plus -12. And that, now I'm adding two negative numbers, so I have -17. And then now I can bring down the +8. -17 plus 8, I'm adding two numbers with different signs. Keep the sign of the bigger number, and I get -9. And I subtract because I'm adding two numbers with different signs. So that was one way to do it. Another way to do it, let me show it over here. If I have -5 minus 12 plus 8, I could always just change all of my subtraction to addition by using keep change. So if I have more than one subtraction problem, so I do that right away. Now I can look at it like combining my negatives and combining my positives, which is essentially what we did, but let's say it wasn't in this order. So I could just say, okay, I'm going to combine all my negatives, combine all my positives. Because once we get rid of all the subtraction, we make it all addition, and we use keep change. Then we can combine our negatives, combine our positives, and then just subtract in the end. So again, I would combine my negatives, which again is the same steps that happen to work out this way, where that was left to right, and I only have one positive here. And then now I would subtract in the end. So it's doing a lot of addition first and then subtraction. But that would happen if I had multiple pieces. So let's look at some more, because there might be a better example of that. Okay, so it's just two more. That's it. So Irene has a checking account. On Monday, she writes a $160 check, okay, for groceries. Then she deposits $125. She writes another check for $40. What was the total change in the amount in Irene's account? So first thing we need to know is when we write checks, what's happening, and when we deposit, what's happening. Whenever you write a check, you're spending money from your account. So by writing a $160 check, she is taking out $160 from her account. So by writing a $40 check, she's taking out $40 from her account. But by depositing $125, deposit is adding money to your account. So this would be adding $125 to her account. So deposit means you're putting money in your bank account, writing a check is taking money out. So again, she started off by writing a check for $160. added 125, took out 40. Okay, so we want to know the total change in the amount in Irene's account. So I want to know, okay, well, between these three transactions, what was the total change? Okay, so what I have is I have negative 160 plus 125 minus 40. So I can combine my negatives and combine my positives. So what we could do is I could do my keep change real quick and make this plus negative 40. So now I have all addition. Now I'm going to combine my negatives here. So I'm going to add negative 160 and negative 40. Because I know the reason we're combining the same sign is that that's just simple addition. When we combine the same sign, we know we're adding them together. So negative 160 plus negative 40 is negative 200. I keep that negative sign. 160 plus 40 is 200. So now I have negative 200 plus 125. Whenever we have different signs, we always subtract. We keep the sign of the bigger number. So I know it has to be negative because I have more negatives than I do positives. And then 200 minus 125 is 75. So the change in her account was she has taken out $75 total. Okay, try this third one on your own. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to write the problem first. Okay, that's why it says write and evaluate. So write and evaluate an expression. That word write, an expression right there. So I want you to write the problem first and then try to solve it on your own and see how you do. Okay, so Jose earned 50 points. So he earned 50 points. We're going to take a break right there for a quick math joke. I forgot almost. So why should you never talk to Pi? Why should you never talk to Pi? Because he'll go on and on forever. He'll just go on and on forever. Never stop talking. All right, moving forward. So, Jose earned 50 points in a video game, lost 40 points, earned 87, and lost 30 more points. So, let's write what values do we have here. So, earning points is when we add. Now, let's change colors so we don't get them mixed up here. So, earning colors when we add 50, lost 40, that'd be minus 40, earned 87, so that's positive 87, lost 30. So again, I have positive 50 minus 40, positive 87 minus 30. So again, what I would do is I would combine my negatives and combine my positives. Now we could add the opposite here. So what I would do here is I would change all of these subtraction to addition. So if I change this to addition, that means this has to become a negative 40 because I'm adding the opposite sign. And I can also do it over here. I'm changing this to addition, which means I'm adding the opposite sign. So this is negative 30. So I have 50 plus negative 40 plus 87 plus negative 30. So really I have 50. I'm going to rewrite it real quick. 50 plus 87. And I also have negative 40 plus negative 30. I'm combining my negatives and I'm combining my positives. And I did this because this makes it so I don't have to do as much subtraction. Negative 40 plus negative 30 is negative 70. 50 plus 87 is 137. Now what I can do is I'm really doing 137 minus 70. So I'm combining my negative 70 with my 137. And so that's just a simple subtraction problem, and we would have gotten positive 67. It is positive because I have more positives than I do negatives. Okay, and that's it. I'm all done. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a great day. Gordius out.